So, as I go to the bank to kind of transfer some money over from my EDD to my bank account, I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about something that obviously I'm sure some people have questions about. And that is the fact of why. Why do people like me, during certain times of the year, decide to, upload videos, months, if not weeks prior, and then set them to premiere, weeks and months later? Well, it's quite simple. For some of us, we have other projects that we want to upload to sites like YouTube that we need to focus more on, especially if we're using YouTube or platforms like them to, make a living or a partial living. So we want to have some time, we want to have some time ahead of us, if you will, to do that. And the only way to do that is to basically upload content, that will allow us, that space that, by uploading it, people will still get the content while we are still busy working on other projects. Now, for people like me, though, as I've mentioned numerous times, we're in situations to where if you live with your family, with your parents, your mother, your father, your sisters, your grandparents, whatever, you have to be aware of, the kind of jobs they may have. Now, in the case of me, my mom has a job as a teacher. So being a teacher, she's going to have certain times of the year off, mainly being the summer, the spring, 2 weeks of spring, 2 weeks of winter, you name it, and certain holidays. So she's going to have time off. So basically, because of that, you have to plan around it. And why? Because there's always going to be a good chance that if you don't plan around it and you try to, do content while they're off, you either have to plan to either do that content like a live stream or whatever early in the morning or very late at night when either them or nobody else is awake in the house or they are settling down to sleep. So basically, you have to work around that if you don't have nothing planned in advance. And honestly, that is why people like me do this kind of stuff, because we know that living with family, it makes things a little bit more tricky. Now, there are various opportunities, so in between, as I've talked about before, to where you can do videos with your family up and about, while they're off, that won't disrupt you. For example, this one right now that I'm doing, I'm actually doing, walking to the bank, like you said, but I'm doing without my mom, being at the house. And even if she comes back in a little while, because she's off to Patterson to get her hair cut and pick up her comb that she left at my sister's, it gives me plenty of time in between to do a video or two. Or, as you'll probably noticed by now, I've had several videos, audio-wise, that I recorded yesterday, as well as, went on camera for, audio recording and on camera for, that basically I was able to upload here to YouTube for you guys to have. It's all about opportunities, so you can work around that. But, when it's presented to you. But again, the reason folks like me, and even someone like, they say, Jawbreaker on Play for Cinema and others like him, the reason we do this is because either we have other projects that we're working on to upload to YouTube and it's going to take a lot of our time, or in cases like mine, you have to work around the breaks that your family has from whatever jobs they may be involved in. Some families will take summer vacations and stuff to, ease their mind and all that before they do anything else. So, or before they get back into the rhythm of work. So that's why people like me have to do this. Because we know sometimes our family, our parents, our siblings, or grandparents may not understand what we're doing. And let's say we're in the middle of a live stream or a recording that we're going to upload that day or later on that day. and all of a sudden they interrupt us, and all of a sudden, while we're in the middle of it, they interrupt us, and it's like, oh great, now we got to start all over, you know. Thank God we have pause buttons sometimes on our recording devices like this, my phone, but still, it's like, it's an inconvenience. Hold on for a sec. Okay, sorry about that. I had to transfer, I had to withdraw and, deposit some money, basically, from my EDD to my bank. But anyway, like I was saying, basically, we have these opportunities. Like I was saying, we have these opportunities presented to us sometimes, even when our families are home. But again, outside of that, as I was mentioning, the reason people like myself, people like Jawbreaker and others, create videos and everything, and then upload them to Premiere later on, is because either we have other projects we're working on, or most of all, we're either working at a new job that takes most of our time, or, like I said, in most cases, our families will either be on summer vacation because they might schedule, if they have time on the job, hey, we want to take, June to mid-August off, and just relax, get our faculties mentally and physically back together and stuff. Or if they work at a job like my mom does as a teacher, preschool teacher, they will have basically, essentially, 2 months off, if not a month and a half off, depending on how the school system works, before they go back to work. So if you have a YouTube channel or a Daily Motion channel, VENMO channel, BitChute, whatever, or even a podcast, if you will, even a podcast, basically, it's one of those situations to where hold on. Like I said, it's one of those situations to where you have to work around your limitations for that time. You have to work around your limitations for that time. And, for me, and people and content creators like me, we have to basically, work within the limitations, the structure that we have. Like I said, basically, you could find the opportunities that are presented to you. Like right now, as I mentioned, on my way to the store, now I'm on my way back. Like I mentioned, my mom's gonna go get her hair cut, at Superchats by her friend, and that she knows there, as well as go to my sister's to pick up her brush she left there. And she might go grocery shopping, or she might come and get me to help her with the grocery shopping. And that's the noon whistle going off right now. I do apologize. But anyway, this is an opportunity for me, for at least I would assume the next, hour or so, because, she might be gone for at least an hour and a half at most, because she likes to not only talk with her friend, but, as well as get her hair cut. But like I said, she's got to go and get a brush, and she might talk to my brother-in-law if he's there, see what's going on and everything. But yeah, for at least the next hour and a half, I'm gonna have, opportunity to myself to do some content, either content that will come out today, or content that will come out alongside the video I have planned for tomorrow, stuff like that. So, or content I plan to, upload but set to premiere, at the start of August. I mean, I already have, as I mentioned before, I already have a 4K version of the I'll Make Love to You fan vid I did recently, set to premiere, on August 1st. And that is literally 20 days before she goes back. And that's 20 days before she goes back. And over time, there's going to be more coming. Because like I said, it's going to cover my bases. It's going to cover my bases so that you guys at least have some kind of content every day, while my mom is off on her break. I mean, this is why, and again, opportunities, getting back to opportunities, I was going to say something else, but I'll talk about this. Opportunity basically, presents itself, in the form, if you will, sometimes of going on trips. Like we went to the San Francisco Zoo recently, and going over the Bay Bridge and all that gave me opportunity to get, some content, piece it together, and everything for distributing, here on my channel. That's what it gave me the opportunity to do, and everything gave me, that opportunity. The point that I'm getting at is, the point I'm getting at is the main reason, content creators do these kind of things, with videos, they make them and they set them for later on and everything. It's mainly because of the fact that, like I said, in closing, we want to avoid any kind of interruptions, just in case, certain family members, if you will, or certain family members are on break, vacation, or in some cases other, things show up. Like if we start working, we need to have something to, provide for you guys while we're doing our new job and everything, or other things come up as well. And then, like I said, the opportunities that do get presented to you while they're there, they are opportunities that basically, you just have to take advantage of. Like I said, if they're doing something like what my mom was doing today, or her going to church yesterday and visiting my sister for a while, those are opportunities you got to get. Or if she's, in the front lawn, or she's in the front watering the lawn, or working on her garden, or in the backyard working on the lawn, or working on her garden, or she's listening to a game, or whatever. These are opportunities you got to take when they're presented to get content out on that day if you want to, or set up for future dates. So anyway, long story short, in closing, that's why people like me and others do this kind of stuff. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. Super chat in the live chat if you feel like doing so. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you all later. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Do you think this is a good direction to go for content creators when it comes to these things? Let me know. Talk to you later.